So educational institutions are now set to reopen in Karnataka. Remember, there was an intense face-off over hijab at colleges or pre-university colleges, and the administration of the government girls PU college saying no hijab in classrooms. This led to a face-off. This led to tremendous tension. Now classes are set to reopen. This, of course, is till the 10th grade. Now, in a bid to keep troublemongers at bay, prohibitory orders, that section 144, has been imposed in all high schools in Udupi, Shivamogga and in Dakshin Kannada. Prohibitory orders remain in place. This means that not more than 4 people can gather at a single place, especially close to educational institutions. Of course, a peace meeting was also held in Udupi by the local administration. Political parties, religious leaders, they've all agreed that communal harmony has to be maintained at all costs in the wake of this hijab showdown. The Campus Front of India, this is the student wing of that radical Islamist organization, the Popular Front of India, that stands accused of instigating this entire showdown, say they were not invited to a peace meeting. The state government has said all pre-university and degree colleges will be reopened at a later date.
ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು DDP ಅವರಿಗೆ SP ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೂಲು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೌಹಾರ್ದತೆ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಮೂಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸೂಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನನಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ನಾಳೆ 10ನೇ ತರಗತಿವರೆಗೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಶಾಲೆಗಳು ನಡೀತದೆ. ಅದರ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದಿನ PUC ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಚಿವರು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾರಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗನ್ನು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಏನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಶಾಸಕರ ಮತ್ತು ತಹಸೀಲ್ದಾರಿನ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್, ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಇದರ ಮೀಟಿಂಗಿನ ಏನು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್, ಒಂದು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಏನೂ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಈ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಹಿತದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಈ ಮೀಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಏನು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ.
And India Today's Nolan Pinto now joins me for more on the story. Nolan, bring us the assessment of the administration about this situation, because Udupi is like an educational hub, and this controversy would impact studies of students so close to examination.
Well, good morning, Gaurav. In fact, what the government has done is in the interest of the safety of students, and that educational institution should open after the Karnataka High Court Chief Justice mandated that classes 1 to 10 in fact begin from today. And like you rightly stated, prohibitory orders around 200 meters of educational institutions has been imposed in Dakshin Kannada, Bengaluru, Shivamogga, Udupi. Now, what the police did yesterday, in order to bring some sort of confidence amongst the people, and also to tell the people or organizations, those organizations that form in trouble, that if you create trouble, we are there. So route marches were conducted on Saturday and Sunday. Now the Chief Minister has very clearly stated that depending on the situation today, the Karnataka High Court reconvenes this case, hearing this case at around 2:30. So based on what happens today in schools and also what happens in the court, they will take a call on whether or not to reopen pre-university colleges. So as of now, till Wednesday, pre-university colleges, degree colleges and other colleges are all shut, Gaurav.
So colleges remain shut. Of course, there's breaking news that's coming in. Stay with me, Nolan. There's news that's coming in from Udupi. Some students, we are told, wearing a burqa. So now it's not just a hijab. Some students wearing a burqa are being permitted inside the Kundapura Government High School in Udupi, where this entire hijab controversy first started. So now it's not just a hijab. Now there is burqa that girls are wearing to school. I want to cut across to India Today's Mustafa Sheikh, who's reporting from Kundapura in Udupi for more on the story. Mustafa, bring us the ground situation at this point of time. You've been speaking to students, parents, teachers, community at large. What's the situation on ground?
थोड़ा पेन पीछे बैकग्राउंड दिखा था. Yes, Gaurav, we are in Kundapura district, which is just a few kilometers away from Udupi, and here you will see that police presence is outside the government school and colleges. This is one of the area where the protest of the hijab issue had emerged. Since morning, students have gathered here. Remember, 9th and 10th standard is where the schools have opened. We have seen one student at least wearing a burqa. She had entered the school. The assistant superintendent of police was also here. He had taken calculation of the ground situation. He has said that whatever the High Court order was will be followed. The students will be asked to remove their hijab and then sit in the classroom. So you can see that here once again in for 9th and 10th standard the schools have begun with proper police mechanism, police presence, so that there is no protest which takes place. And on 16th of February we'll see the pre-university, which is the 12th and 11th standard classes opening up. But as of now there have been no reports of any protests or any violence taking place in anywhere in Udupi or Kundapura area where the schools have started. Back to you.
Okay, stay with me from ground zero. All eyes, of course, now remain on the Karnataka High Court. This hijab fire has spread to different parts of the country. A 3-judge bench, they will resume hearing petitions seeking an end to the hijab ban in educational institutions, not just at Kundapura or Udupi, but now across Karnataka. The bench is headed by the Chief Justice of the High Court, Rituraj Avasthi, and includes brother judges Krishna Dikshit and Justice J.M. Kazi. Justice Dikshit and Justice Kazi join Justice Avasthi. The court will begin hearing the case at 2:30 this afternoon. Earlier, the High Court had given an interim order. In the interim order, they made it very clear that educational institutions should be reopened as quickly as possible. However, the Honorable Court had restrained students from wearing any religious symbols, whether it was a hijab or a saffron shawl, or taking any kind of a religious symbol to a classroom. In the wake of this order, some students did move the Supreme Court seeking an urgent hearing against the High Court interim order. Of course, the Supreme Court shot down this plea, saying they will at an appropriate time. I once again want to come back to Nolan Pinto for more on this as Mustafa Sheikh stays with us. India Today has the biggest team of reporters from ground zero. We broke the story. We're tracking every angle of the story. And Nolan, bring us both sides, what they've been putting forward and what the educational institution is saying about hijab and the origins of this controversy.
Well, Gaurav, it all started in December. So towards the end of December, when a few students at the Udupi College, women's college that is, decided that one fine day they would want to enter with a hijab. Now, they have been stating that they have been wearing the hijab all along. But we spoke to their classmates who stated that they have never done that, and maximum that they would wear a burqa or a hijab, enter the college campus, remove the burqa and the hijab, and enter the classroom wearing the uniform that is prescribed by the CDC, which is the College Development Community. Now, once they were not allowed to enter, these discussions took place, and then finally they actually filed a petition in the Karnataka High Court. So as of now, initially, it was a single judge bench headed by Justice Dikshit that was looking into this, where you had the petitioner's lawyers stating that, one, it is an essential and integral part of Islam to wear a hijab. And it's also, the hijab is a facet of their fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. And the third point was that the government order, that the Karnataka government overstepped its authority in coming out with that GO stating that only uniforms are allowed inside. Now, when this matter was, in fact, the Justice Dikshit decided that this matter is bigger than what it was expected, and hence it should go to a larger bench. And as of now, a 3-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court is looking into this. The arguments today would be basically the petitioner's lawyers have completed their arguments. One of the petitioner's lawyer will complete his argument today. Then the Advocate General will have to speak. And thereafter, a lawyer representing the Udupi college, one of the colleges, the CDC, will also be coming out with his submissions. So we have to see what really happens. But most likely, I spoke to a few lawyers, High Court lawyers. They say that most likely one might not expect any sort of order today.
Okay.
Because a large number of lawyers and advocates still have to complete their submission.
Fair enough. Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. Now, politics over this hijab showdown appears to be getting uglier. Netas, they actually feel free to come up with one shocking remark after the other. Listen in to this Congress leader and his remark about rape, women in India and hijab and parda. This is Karnataka Congress leader Zamir Ahmed. Listen in.
हिजाब मतलब मुसलमान के अंदर, इमाम के अंदर गोशा पर्दा बोलते हैं। आज आप देखे होंगे कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर मेरे ख्याल से रेप रेट जो है वो सबसे हाईएस्ट हिंदुस्तान के अंदर है। वजह क्या है? ये गोशे पर्दे में नहीं होने की वजह से।
We will continue to track developments on the story closely.